Hello there, people of the internet. This is an addition to my little video series where I am trying to reach 100,000 subscribers. So if you like this kind of stuff, go and subscribe to the channel because I'm trying to do this stuff literally on a daily basis. So I do a lot of hunting with a lot of different cartridges, right? And a lot of cartridges I've talked about so far are pretty common. And this is another really common one that I hear. 7.62 by 39. I have heard of a lot of people taking this cartridge out hunting, especially here in the state of Florida. This is incredibly effective out to about 400 yards. Originally, this right here was designed and intended to be a combat cartridge, and it was designed to be effective out at distances that combat was normally taking place at. This design came about technically in World War II, but it didn't actually become a legitimate thing until after World War II. And during World War II, countries were using full power rifle ammunition so they could, logistically speaking, have the same cartridge between their very effective machine guns and their standard infantry rifles. Well, World War II showed us that intermediate cartridges were going to be the wave of the future, and so 7.62 by 39 was born. Most combat was taking place within 100 yards, but basically all combat, with some very rare exceptions, was taking place within 300 yards or so. And the 7.62 by 39 was designed to be very capable out to about 400 yards, so well within the capabilities of what most infantry was going to be facing during the time period of its invention. Now, that being said, nowadays, oh boy, has it become quite the prolific hunting cartridge. Here inside the United States, 223-556 is definitely the most pronounced defensive cartridge here in the U.S., but as far as hunting cartridges go, there's a vast, dramatic variety of all sorts of different things, and 223-556 is used, but a lot of times I have noticed, at least in the area that I am in, that 7.62 by 39 actually outshines 223 in the hunting realm in terms of popularity. That is because it is a 30 caliber round, intermediate cartridge. It is very capable at touching out at the distances that most hunters around here are going to be hunting at. Basically, nobody is going to be hunting past 400 yards here in Florida, especially if you are in the jungles of Florida. Not unless you are a very, very rare exception. But a 7.62 by 39 is going to be absolutely more than adequate enough with its 30 cal projectile to take out pretty much everything it is that you would come across here in the state of Florida. Not only that, but 7.62 by 39 is an incredibly cost-effective round as well, with it being about half the price of your full power rifle cartridges such as .308 Winchester. So what it is it is a 123-ish grain projectile that's going to be traveling at about 2,400-ish feet per second. And that is not exactly a screaming cartridge. It's not the equivalency of, say, a .308 Winchester, but it is absolutely 110% enough to be able to handle the medium game that we have here in the state of Florida, along with various other states around the country. Now, I wouldn't recommend going after large game with it, but once we see what it does to this water jug and you see just how much energy this stuff transfers onto its target, you will see how it is a much better option than some of your lighter weight projectiles out there, or your less powerful capability cartridges out there. 7.62 by 39 is a really good Goldilocks intermediate cartridge from wanting a pistol caliber, and well, from wanting to be between a pistol caliber low power cartridge and a full power rifle cartridge. It is a very good Goldilocks area because it really does send that 30 caliber round at pretty much half the speed between what you would expect from a pistol caliber and what you would expect from a rifle caliber. So now what we're going to go ahead and do, we're going to set up this target, and then we will get into actually using this for hunting. So this is a 123 grain projectile. This is Barnaul, I think. It's a soft point round, and I have used these for hunting here in the state of Florida, and they are outlandishly effective at taking out medium game. That being said, because they're an intermediate cartridge, they don't just completely blow whatever game it is that you have apart, so you don't have to worry about losing a significant amount of meat. Like if I took this 8mm Mauser here with a 200 grain soft point projectile, and I hit a deer center mass, that's going to be a lot of meat that is lost versus something like this 7.62 by 39. Same shot, same everything, less energy onto the target, but still more than enough to put that deer down. So we got the water jug out there. I got my round of 7.62 by 39 inside of this rifle. Let's go ahead, take aim, pull the trigger, and watch that jug turn into mist. Oh god, that jug really, really turned into mist. Alright, so as we can see from the amount of power that was put onto that jug, yes, 7.62 by 39 is absolutely 110% adequate at taking out medium game. That 123 grain projectile traveling at 2,400-ish feet per second without much drop before that 400 yard mark. Once you get past that 400 yard, it drops like a rock. But yeah, that's 110% capable enough. As a matter of fact, it is about the equivalency of 30-30 Winchester, and 30-30 Winchester has been used for many, many, many generations as a very successful deer hunting cartridge. Now the 30-30 Winchester drops off in velocity and is not all that ideal at hunting beyond like 200 yards. I wouldn't really recommend 7.62 by 39 past that 200 yard mark either, but I would absolutely rely on 7.62 by 39 beyond the ranges of the 30-30 Winchester, and that 30-30 is going to be a dramatically better option. So actually, that sounds like a fantastic cartridge to explore inside of our next video. So if you want to stick around for that, subscribe to the channel, because I'm trying to do this as often as I possibly can, preferably daily. Doesn't always happen, doesn't always work out that way, but preferably daily. So that being said, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate your time. Like, subscribe, share. Description below has a link to all sorts of stuff. Go check it out. You guys go off, have yourself a fantastic day, and I reckon I'll see y'all on the next episode whenever we break out our 30-30 Winchester and see what that does against a water jug, and we'll talk about the ballistics and what to expect from that. Typically with 7.62 by 39, you are only going to find around 123 grain projectile, simply because of the types of firearms that this ammunition is designed to fire out of. It was not made or intended to be fired from rifles for sporting and hunting and recreational purposes. It was intended as an infantry cartridge, and it has a specific designed loading for it. Now, of course, you can go lighter weight or heavier weight bullets inside of your 7.62 by 39 if we're talking about commercial loadings. Of course, you can absolutely do that, but like 90% of the ammunition that you come across is going to be within the realm of 123 grain projectiles. So bear that in mind if you decide to go with 7.62 by 39. There's not a whole lot of options for other weights out there. And just because of the other weighted bullets out there, they don't really tend to lean themselves too dramatically in terms of weight. Well, what am I trying to say here? The differences in weight are not overly dramatic, unlike something like 30-06, where you can go from a 100 grain bullet all the way up to like a 200. I've seen 260 grain bullets for the 30-06. You just don't have that variation because of the limitations of the cartridge of the 7.62 by 39 and the types of rifles that they are typically chambered in, normally being some sort of self-loading or semi-automatic rifle. For the most part, you don't really see 7.62 by 39 bolt actions or manually operated systems in comparison to the amount of self-loading rifles out there. Okay, I'm going to start rambling if I continue on with that tangent, so I'm just going to say, hey, I will see you guys on the next episode. I've done this. Bonnie and Clyde be damned. Poor man's Garrett. It's a shame that bolt-action shotguns aren't more mainstream.